My name is Victor Ashley, and I'm a real estate agent out of Seattle, Washington. This is how you get a hold of me. Also, please hit subscribe because I cover a lot of different topics, areas, zip codes, and concepts that might be important to you, and I can be talking about your neighborhood next. So feel free to follow along, leave a comment below, the snarkier the better, and let's get started. So, if you've been watching my channel, I really appreciate it. I actually wanted to get into something a little more data heavy today, and I wanted to give you an idea of what we're actually talking about ahead of time. So feel free to, follow one of my fun shorts right here if you just want to get into that. But if you want to see some numbers that might make sense, I want to get into it right now. So if you've been watching my channel the last couple of weeks, I actually been covering the sales data and some of the forward indicating data, which is like showing time or even applications for mortgages. Well, I want to get into the sold data. This is May 1st through the 15th of the last 5 years in comparison. So I've completed the sales data for 4 counties, Thurston, Pierce, Snohomish, and King County inside of Washington, and I wanted to present it to you today because I've been hearing a lot of talk that don't worry about how the market's a little bit lower than it has been last year. Don't worry, it's close to normal. I want to give you an idea of what normal even looks like, and I just wanted to pull it out. All the stops, I even have a line graph in here, so feel free to follow along because this might be a little nerdy. So I want to get into this again, and again, ground rules. These are all single family and condo recorded sales inside of the time period of the 1st and the 15th of each year respectively, the 1st and the 15th of May. Now I have 2023, I have 2023 as our last one right here, and I have a ratio of that of this year versus last year. Now in King County alone, that was 63% of the homes sold last year we sold this year. That means close to 1/3 of the homes that we sold has been lost. That is a 37% downward projection, just so you know. Now to make that really fair too, also, I actually compare that to 2019. So that way you have an idea of what a normal market, quote unquote, might have looked like. And as you can tell, 2023's first 15 days of May was 63.86. So this is actually really, 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 really close when you look at this. And I thought that was interesting because as you can tell, for the last 5 years inside of the first 15 days of May, you can tell that our sales have actually been pretty high. And as you can tell also in 2020, that was the first year of the COVID response. Now, also, I compared Snohomish County. In Snohomish County, in 2023, there was 395 homes sold inside of the first 15 days of May. Now, when you compare that to the first 15 days of last year, that was a 63.6%. So again, roughly for every 3 homes sold last year, we've only sold 2 homes. And then again, I also compare that to 2019, and that was actually a little bit higher, and that was a 69.54%. Same thing for Pierce County. I went into this one again. There was 408 homes sold inside of Pierce County last year within the first 15 days of May. Now, when you compare it to last year, there was 678, and that left us with 60.18%, which is roughly, that means for every 5 homes that we sold last year, we only sold 3. Now, again, when you compare it again to 2019, again, that was the same ratio, and that was for every 5 homes that we sold in 2019, we only sold 3 homes this year. Now, again, getting into it for Thurston County, there was 150 homes sold inside the first 15 days of May for 2023, and that was 150 homes total, but last year it was 224, and that left us with 66.96%. And if you also compare that against the year before, for 2019, that was 227. And again, just so you have a regular, just a rough number of what that even looks like, that is for every 3 homes we sold last year, and also in 2019, we only sold 2 homes. So this gives you an idea that there is a general downward motion with the sales in this area, in the Seattle, Washington, in the total Washington area. But let's look at everything inside of Washington. And from what I can tell, I actually compare that for you, because in the first 15 days of May this year, 2023, inside of Washington, there was 2,800, so 2,816 homes sold inside of the first 15 days of May. Last year, there was 4,213. That means, again, for every 3 homes we sold in all of Washington, we only sold 2 homes. Now compare that to, again, 2019. In 2019, we sold 4,064 homes inside of the first 15 days of May. And as you can tell, that means for roughly every 10 homes we sold in 2019, we sold 7. So now you have a general idea of what it looks like. And again, this is going to be a little data heavy, but I also broke it out to you in a graph. And let me see if I can make it just a little bit smaller for you guys. But as you can tell, I even graphed it out for you. And if you want a copy of this report, just hit me up right here, down here in the comments, and I'll be happy to send it over to you. Well, now you can actually kind of tell that homes sold this last year, we have seen a sizable decrease. And not only that, but we're also seeing an unaffordability issue. So if these kind of things interest you, feel free to follow along. Please hit subscribe. And again, I'm really sorry for making this really data heavy today, but it's a really important thing to actually talk about today, because everybody's out there, they're trying to tell you one thing or another. Who do you listen to? I listen to the numbers. Thank you very much for listening to me today. And at the same time, it was a pleasure working with you, and I hope you have a fantastic day.